He's a Queens resident. Again, he's in custody right now. This individual has multiple prior arrests. He's well known to us. His arrest history includes 5 arrests just in the last 12 months alone, ranging charges from assault to sex crimes. He is in custody, and charges are pending. Thank you.
All right, so we'll take questions on both incidents. Mouse.
Just 2 things. He was charged with 3 counts of attempted murder, but there were 4 incidents. Can you talk about that? And has he been linked to Brooklyn as of yet?
So right now, he's being charged with attempted murder in the incidents that occurred on January 16th and the 2 incidents that occurred yesterday in the 113 precinct. As of right now, he's only being charged with assault on the 4th incident that occurred yesterday, but still working with the Queens District Attorney's Office. That could change. He is definitely linked to the incident that occurred on the J train yesterday. Great video canvas produces him walking through the turnstile, wearing the same clothing, wearing the same backpack, and that distinctive lanyard that was hanging around his neck. So we're going to eventually have probable cause on that incident. He will be arrested for that incident later on. We're working with the Kings County District Attorney on that one.
And he got off at Flushing, I guess, because he works, right there at the hospital. Can you talk anything about his hospital background? Or
the lanyard itself is basically was holding identification card that shows that he's an employee of Woodhull Hospital.
We're going to go to John Doyle.
Hold on one second, Carl. Doc, you want to just come up and confirm?
Sure. Good morning, Dr. Mitch Katz. I'm the CEO and president of New York City Health and Hospitals, and like all New Yorkers, I'm incredibly grateful to the New York Police Department for making us all safe. This particular individual did work for Woodhull. He completed a background check, and as you heard from the police chief, he had no priors. So even though we do fingerprinting, his record was clear. He passed the background check. He has only worked for us since mid-November. He never worked independently at Woodhull. He was still 100% being observed as part of his orientation. His job was greeting patients as they came in and directing them to the appropriate place. He, of course, now we have a zero tolerance for any violence at our facilities. He's on administrative leave, and as the rest of the legal system process continues, he will undoubtedly, when found guilty, be removed, but he will never return to Woodhull again.
did he go to Woodhull yesterday?
I do not know if he was at work yesterday.
All right, we're going to go over to John Doyle, CBS.
This question is for Mayor Adams. Mayor Adams, you would mention that the NYPD and the Dragnet communicated with 1,000 people, members of the public, during the manhunt for the suspect. How would the How Many Stops Act affect this manhunt in that case, if the proposed How Many Stops Act?
Well, when you look at a case like this, you have New Yorkers participate. As you heard, we were able to get camera footage by knocking on doors, interacting with over 1,000 people. The numbers, and they just are using a hypothetical, it will have a major impact on the time that is spent in use. If you do the math on, the number of, this is probably accumulation of 2 days of work. And if we're going to look at this, if the bill was to go into law, it could have a major impact on the ability of officers swiftly bringing someone to justice. Those 48 hours roughly, 48, 49 hours roughly of doing paperwork could impact in the immediate and the quick response. When you're taking a dangerous suspect off the street, every second matters. Every second matters. And that is why I think the intentions of making sure we properly have transparency is getting in the way in the operational aspect of that. And I think this case sort of personifies why we have a great deal of concern, because I don't want officers to spend a substantial amount of time filling out paperwork when I need them to do police work and swiftly bring someone for justice. So this could, really impact investigations of this nature. And these are the types of investigations that we talk about that I think people don't realize. What these detectives had to do, they had to knock on a great deal of doors. They spoke to a great number of people. And New Yorkers want that cooperation and that interaction. And I think that we need to really think about this as we move forward dealing with this bill, the Bill Intro 586.
And John, just in addition to that, we did have a member of Community Board 12, Reverend Thorpe, will just speak real quickly about her opinion on that issue.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and everyone else that's here. I know that what I'm going to say may not be popular, but it's a reality. I'm a retired New York City police officer, and so what looks good on paper doesn't necessarily register in the street. For the work that was done yesterday in capturing that gentleman, and South Jamaica is grateful to the officers, the detectives, to the inspector, and to the precincts which are under my community board, the 103 and the 113. To have to take names and addresses of every single person that you speak to on the street, even just on a regular, normal basis, is not realistic. If you are stopping someone because there's a whole police thing going on, and so you're checking them for whatever reason, there's a suspicion, that's one thing. But for general conversation, no. That's taking up too much time. That's impeding the officers for the rest of the day to do paperwork. We don't want them tied up in paperwork. We want to see them visibly in the streets, on their posts, and in the community. And they should be able to interact and have conversations with community personnel, with community, without then going into, I need your name, I need your address, I need your... That type of information would then and could open up frustration, because now the community, not understanding this bill, will turn around, why do you need my name? Why do you need my address? And that will cause strife. And now you have an officer that's going to be stressed out because he's been told or she's been told, you must have this information or else. So let's not put them in that position. Let's not cause that type of strife. Let's just work with what we already have and make sure that that's done correctly. Thank you.
All right, Juliet Papa, 1010 wins.
Good afternoon. Could you tell me whether this person had any mental health history issues, on and off meds? And also, did he live in a private home or was that an apartment building?
So he lived in a private home with some roommates. He's a new resident to Queens. He formerly lived out in Suffolk County in Wheatley Heights. Obviously through our computer work here in New York City, and naturally we reached out to Suffolk County Police Department as well. We've had no indication at all that he's had any kind